disappointment is one thing, but the judgment that comes along with when you get in trouble is, I think, what breaks the chain of communication. You could not do that. It was always just like perfection is expected all the time. Nothing should ever go wrong.
Yeah, the benchmark becomes perfection. That's unattainable.
Yeah, I have a very hard time dating right now because my dad is like...
The standard.
The standard is very high.
That's good.
Like he has like a...
You modeled it well.
Absolutely, yeah. So I don't...
Strict rules can feel suffocating until they build strength. Darcey shows how grace over judgment, modeled manhood, and clear boundaries kept her grounded.
So what's the wisdom you can give me? I told you I've got a 15, a 12, and a 6.
I would say probably biggest thing is like less judgment. Like when you do something wrong, you know, like I think disappointment is one thing, and my parents always were able to express, you know, like we taught you better and we raised you better. But the judgment that comes along with when you get in trouble is, I think, what breaks the chain of communication
Give
and
me
the
an example.
trust.
What do you mean by that?
Like my mom is not big on dating.
Okay.
And so when we were younger, there was like a no dating rule, and she didn't even want to hear about boys or crushes or dates or anything. And I think that's a little unrealistic because we're just young and we're in school, and you know,
you have feelings?
Right, exactly.
No,
like we're adolescents and it happens, right? We're in puberty. And so whenever I would have like boy problems, I couldn't talk to her because she didn't want to hear it, and she would, you know, kind of be like, well, I already told you, you shouldn't be dating, and you're stupid for dating, you're dumb for talking to this boy. Okay. And things would happen to me where I'd come home really upset and I'd miss curfew or I'd be getting in trouble, and she's like, explain to me what happened, and I can't explain it to her because I know that
she's already judging.
Exactly, going to be mad because it was because of a boy, right? I missed curfew because of a boy, I'm crying because of a boy, and she just doesn't want to hear it, you know? But I think that like broke the trust and being able to come to her for some topics that are actually very important. I feel like that should have been a little bit more of a softer environment for me to express myself. But I think it could apply in any concept, not just dating. Like, in order for your kids to be able to reveal things to you, they do have to trust that like you're on their side and you're going to take care of them. Like when they're in trouble, I feel like kids dig a deeper hole when they don't have anyone to talk to. But
if kids don't see us repent, they won't believe it's safe to come home.
Like, I don't think I ever really saw my parents like make a mistake when I was younger. They don't cuss, they don't drink. I never saw them drunk. Okay. They don't get speeding tickets. Right? They've never been to jail. I never saw them make any mistakes. So I feel like there were maybe not even a lot of moments for them to be like, hey, you know what? Like I messed up and let me talk to you about how maybe you could not do that. It was always just like perfection is expected all the time. Like you're all...
Yeah, the benchmark becomes perfection, and
yeah,
it's like now from a child's perspective you're like, that's unattainable. Yeah, how can I relate to my parents?
When I got my first speeding ticket, I was so afraid to tell my parents that I just paid it. I put the money in the mail and I sent it. I got the speeding ticket. It's my mom's birthday, we're going out to dinner that night, so I like pay the ticket, I put it in the mail, I don't tell her, and then like maybe like a month later this letter comes in the mail. My parents are like, did you get a speeding ticket? And I was like, how did you know that? Like, I thought I took care of it. And they were pissed, and they were like, why didn't you tell us? Like, we would have told you, you never pay, like you always fight. And I was like, I didn't know. Oh. But just even like a minor example like that, you know, like
I had so much fear to talk to them.
Yeah, like
Well, how about your dad? Is there, from a dad's perspective, what could he have done better? Is it similar things?
My dad was just like the softer parent. Like he wasn't as much of a disciplinarian. So I would say as a girl, just the best thing that you can do as a dad is just be like a stand-up man, a gentleman, and show them that this is how men should treat you in your life. I think that is like literally the most important thing. Okay. I have a very hard time dating right now because my dad is like...
The standard.
The standard is very high.
That's good. good.
Like he
That's
has
good.
like
He modeled it well.
Absolutely, yeah. So I don't accept a lot of nonsense from
Nice.
men and people in general.
That's
but
good. That encourages me.
Just the actions that you're providing, showing up and being empathetic and being supportive, like that's important to them.
What was your favorite thing that they got right?
Honestly, the discipline.
Okay.
I will say, even though as a child, every child hates it, the rules and stuff. Yeah, the rules were great. Like the curfew, the having to meet my friends' parents if we're going over to their house, the learning how to small talk with other adults and not being allowed to like enter and exit a room without manners, saying hello. Like they were very strict in the you need to act appropriately at all times and like, you know, be responsible. We're not iPad kids. We're not like headphones needing all this like stimulation. We know how to order our food and read the menu and like sit nicely, and like they were
where did they source their discipline, you think, from? Were y'all religious?
They are religious. They've always been very religious followers of God, trusting in God, you know, prayerful and faithful, and you know, just like trying to like live their life in a virtuous way. They always said that their goal was to raise productive members of society. That was like their tagline when we were growing up. Like, we want you to be able to set you free and like you're able to support yourself and like better the world around you. I always tell them, I'm like, I think you guys did a stand-up job, I'm not gonna lie. I tell them that all the time. Yeah, I'm always like, you guys have like the perfect balance of like discipline but freedom. They were always like, you can make mistakes, but mistakes that'll like ruin your life, like we're not gonna let you make. So I think like the curfew and the rules were for that. Like, you know, you can go and hang out with your friends, but we're not gonna let you be out till 2 a.m. you know, running the streets at 15 doing whatever that's gonna land you maybe somewhere that's gonna ruin your future, you know. And we're gonna meet all of your friends, and we're gonna meet all your parents' friends or your friends' parents, and we're not gonna let you interact with people that we don't know. And you know, they had a lot of boundaries.
That's good. It's good.
But
well, as long as I can be more open to listen. My methodology is the castle and the moat. You know, I have my 3 girls. They're in a castle. They're young, and then they have a moat, right?
Yeah.
A moat protects and shields the enemies from coming in, and also prevents the kids from prematurely coming out.
Yeah.
You can't let the drawbridge down until someone inside lets them down. So while they're in there, my visual is equip them in weapons and armors, if it's our faith, just having a relationship with Jesus. And until then, and the moat is the biggest thing. I surround them with family and friends, to church. You have trusted advisors, committees, and
I'm sure you're doing a great job. Honestly, the involvement is, I think, the most important. A lot of parents are so hands-off these days, and I think you hear it from like the teachers and everything, but my parents were very involved.
Hands-on.
Like, they were very hands-on.
That's
like very
awesome.
involved. So
man, yeah, it's the dating. You know, my 15-year-old is asking me about boys. My only requirement with her is I need to meet the guy if she wants to have conversations. I need the guy, and I need to meet the parents.
that is the bare minimum, you know.
Judgment shuts kids down. Grace keeps them talking. Parents be the standard and set boundaries that protect their destiny. Subscribe for more wisdom from the driver's seat.